Ladies and gentlemen, Tesla stock investors from all walks of life, we have some very important things to discuss here in this video. First and foremost, Tesla currently down close to 1%. I don't know if this is where we're going to end the day. By the time you guys are seeing this video, Tesla could be green or Tesla could be much more red than 1%. If we close around 413, where we are right now, that is a little troubling. Because as I explained in the last video, a close below 414, 415 or so is really not looking good. Okay. Now, why that is because you had a lot of support previously at 414 at your previous all-time high. Really around 415. You found support here on December 12th, on December 13th, on December 20th, on December 23rd, even yesterday, December 30th. Now it is December 31st. It is the last trading day of 2024. So tactically speaking, it doesn't matter as much because this is last minute rebalancing. This is last minute potentially tax loss harvesting. Okay. And you could really only tax loss harvest if you bought Tesla higher than 413. So it would be very recent tax loss harvesting. So I don't think that's a huge driver of Tesla right now. But it does seem like there has been some generalized profit taking in the last couple of days and weeks. So you gotta kind of weigh that here as well. It's the last trading day of 2024, so take it for what you will. But we do want to see a close above 415. Okay, and we could very well see a strong close for Tesla. It's a very volatile day for Tesla. It looks like trading volumes are higher today, going to be way higher today than they were yesterday. So I think we're going to be in for a volatile period, especially going ahead for Tesla stock. Now, we do have some breaking news to share with you here in this video that is really positive. First and foremost, Tesla insured 18,600 new vehicles in China last week. This is tied for the second best week of Q4. So it looks like Tesla China is ending Q4 on a strong note. We also have news that Tesla has just officially announced that they have started trial production at their new Shanghai Megapack factory just 7 months after construction began. The new factory successfully passed completion inspection on December 27th. With mass production that will start in early 2025. Tesla built this second Megapack factory in less than half the time that they built their first Megapack factory in Lathrop, California. The Shanghai Megapack factory will have an initial capacity of 10,000 units per year, doubling Tesla's global Megapack production capability. New factory covers an area of 200,000 square meters. They aim to export Megapacks to overseas markets, including the Asia-Pacific region, to support the global green future. This new factory will generate billions in revenue, and the Megapacks built there will use local, low-cost LFP batteries. As you probably know, this segment of Tesla's business, energy generation and storage, is the fastest growing area of Tesla's business, at least right now. We don't get a breakdown for FSD specifically. Take rates, sign up rates, growth rates for revenue, okay? So as far as we know, Megapacks are the fastest growing segment of Tesla's business for now. And they just doubled capacity, okay? That's a big deal. As Elon Musk has said before, there's basically unlimited demand for Tesla's Megapacks. This is news that is largely going unnoticed today and recently has in general went unnoticed, but I think it will be a larger conversation, especially as we get into 2025. So this is actually really big news today. Also in the news today, Tesla's FSD V12.6 is now rolling out to owners with Hardware 3. This includes end-to-end on highway, improved city streets, and behavior, which reduces false slowdowns and improves obstacle avoidance, customizable speed profiles, which apply to roads and highways with 50 miles per hour or higher speed limits, earlier and more natural lane change decisions, redesigned controller for smoother, more accurate tracking, and a max speed update where autopilot determines the suitable speed within your allowed limit. So for the last day of 2024, it does seem like we are getting quite the round of news that is coming out today for Tesla. Now, I will talk about this a little bit in this video, but focus more on this in the next video. But this is the last trading day until Tesla's Q4 delivery numbers come out on Thursday. Wall Street is expecting around 510,000 deliveries. Some estimates are higher, some estimates are lower. I think we're going to come in at about 535,000 deliveries. That's my personal expectation, with a upshot kind of scenario, of 575,000 deliveries, a downside scenario of around 485,000 deliveries. Now, clearly a downside like that, a miss that large, would be a big problem. But I think if I'm correct and we get 535,000 deliveries or so, which I'm pretty sure it's going to be in that ballpark. We're usually pretty accurate here on this channel. Well, Tesla today at $414 and some change could go up a lot more compared to if Tesla was $488 per share. You've kind of reset expectations and you have more of a cushion to handle bad news and more potential upside if we get good news or a good surprise. Also in the news today, the $250 levitating Cybertruck is back in stock in the US. If this is something that you previously wanted to purchase and, well, they ran out of them pretty fast. Tesla has also released a metal key card for the Cybertruck for $60 US. S&P Global Mobility predicts global EV sales will go up 30% in 2025 compared to 2024. S&P Global Mobility projects global sales for battery electric passenger vehicles to post 15.1 million units for 2025, up by 30% compared to 2024 levels, accounting for an estimated 16.7% of global light vehicle sales. For reference, 2024 posted an estimated 11.6 million BEVs globally for 13.2% market share. So S&P Global Mobility is predicting a really good year next year for EVs, and that's basically just predicting a really good year next year for Tesla. Tesla is considering introducing a trade-in option for upgrading to new models in Turkey. Elon Musk has also just made a pretty incredible prediction, if you will, for Tesla and full self-driving. Teachy Danny on X says, how can you call yourself a tech influencer and not recognize how advanced Tesla software is? And Elon Musk comments on this and says, the brutal reality of the situation will hit like a tsunami towards the end of next year. Now, some people might say this is a subtle way of pushing back robotaxi instead of what a lot of us have been expecting, which is really around middle of next year to get the robotaxi up and operational, at least in some capacity. Maybe Elon is actually saying that that could be more towards the end of next year. I don't know. You don't want to draw conclusions based on that, especially when Tesla's earnings are just a couple of weeks away. But it sounds like a good prediction to me. Chief strategist Jim Thorne says you should be loading up in Tesla stock at these levels. He has a $700 price target for 2025. Dan Ives has also said that Tesla reaching $2 trillion in 2025 is, quote, conservative, which has some people asking, could we go even higher than that? And look at that. In just the time of recording this video, Tesla is now a $416 stock, only down about 0.2% on the day today, and back above the danger level. So it looks like some support did indeed come back in around 414, 415, which again, as long as we hold that level into the close, into after hours, things look pretty good for Tesla's delivery number, which will come out on Thursday. Now, the significance of this is huge. Wednesday, tomorrow, markets are closed for trading for New Year's. There will be no trading of markets. Okay, Thursday, first trading day of 2025, the day in which we get Tesla deliveries. So it's like, okay, we're just going to jump straight into it coming 2025. So the close today is pretty significant. Now, I will also say it's not that uncommon to see some fear before a Tesla delivery number. Like that usually happens. So it's not like you should be super surprised by some of the recent selling, especially as we hit, the end of 2024, right? There's a lot of profit taking, the stocks went up a lot. It's actually a really good sign that you're still holding up like 75% gains from the election. I think that's kind of the silver lining to this is, yes, you've fallen from 488 down to 416 or so, but right before what could be Tesla's most important delivery number ever, and after a 75% gain in like 3 months, is it really that bad? No. And like a lot of you guys have said down in the comment section, if Tesla sells off, well, you actually want Tesla to sell off. I'm surprised how many of you guys want Tesla to sell off to be able to buy more shares cheaper. And I think it really just comes down to, we all know Tesla's going to have a good year next year, okay? We all know Tesla stocks, reasonably going to go higher, right? There's obviously not a guarantee, and I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not going to guarantee that the stock's going to go higher for you, but a lot's going to have to go wrong for Tesla to not do well next year. And with that backdrop, buying the stock at 415's pretty good. Buying the stock at 350 would be a lot better. Okay, if the stock does go to $700, $800, $900 per share next year, you're just going to make more money the cheaper you're able to buy the stock. So I wouldn't be betting on some kind of crash here for Tesla. But if it happens, I don't think you should be too pissed off about that. I think it's really just an opportunity. Now, option activity is back, at least positive for Tesla today. Yesterday, you had a positive order value of 50%, with total options numbers coming in at about $210 million. Today, you have 57 different trades totaling $34.3 million, with a positive order value of 77%. So a lot more positive today, even though you're still seeing a pretty low dollar amount. That's kind of as to be expected in the last day of 2024. I don't think people want to position too heavily here. Again, last day of 2024. Now, Tesla's short interest of free float sits at 2.89%. You have $33.67 billion sold short in Tesla stock, totaling almost 81 million shares that are currently sold short. And you can see on the date today, borrowed shares of 1.57 million, return shares of 1.47 million, and a borrowed change, so a net about 100,000 shares that are being sold short today. So that makes sense with some of the pressure that you have seen on Tesla stock today. Now, if we look at Google Trends data for the Tesla lineup, the Model Y went from 62 to 65, so that's a 3-point improvement. That's good. The Model 3 dropped from 54 to 53, 1-point drop. Really not a big deal. The Model S and X are staying pretty stable here in the low 20s. The Model S at 22, the Model X at 17. Cybertruck did fall from 80 down to 66. But again, with the Cybertruck, search trend activity has been so strong, it's hard to stay at very elevated levels for a long time, so that's been pretty volatile. Now, if you look at United States Google Trends data, which is, I think, the most important thing to consider for Tesla's Q4 delivery numbers, well, interest in Tesla products has only risen throughout all of Q3. Like, you're hitting the highest level now of search trend activity in Q3. You're hitting the highest level of search trend activity since May of 2024. And the Model Y is hitting a new high again at 38. The Model 3 hitting a new high at 29. The Model S at 14, which is high for that. And the Model X at 12, which is also high for Model X. Cybertruck, again, same story, dropping from 56 down to 45, which is going to happen again as trends just cannot stay super high for a long time. Over on StockTwits, sentiment is definitely getting a little bit better today for Tesla. Today you're coming in bullish at 60. Yesterday you were neutral at 50, so that's a 10-point improvement. That looks good. Message volume is normal today at 43. Yesterday it was low, or 46 today. That is normal. Yesterday it was low at 43, and the participation ratio today is high at 55. Tesla is now only running 4,000 ads in everywhere. Okay, so this is shown everywhere. This is down from 5,000 just in yesterday's video. If we look at specifically the United States, Tesla's running 4,000 different ads here just alone. So the number probably just dropped from like 5,200 to like 4,900, 4,800, something like that. So it's coming in at 4,000 instead of 5,000. You probably just went down a little bit. It's probably not a huge reduction in the advertising efforts over at Tesla because, again, the United States is by itself 4,000. You look at something like Japan, I know Tesla's trying to advertise over there. You have 26 ads being ran in Japan, United Kingdom. You got 30 ads being ran there. Okay, so we don't have the exact numbers here. You look at something like Germany. You got 51 ads being ran over there. Okay, so you're probably closer to about 5,000, but that number did change from 5,000 down to 4,000 today. So that's pretty interesting. Total global inventories for Tesla are plummeting into the end of Q4, hitting the lowest levels now in this quarter in general, hitting the lowest levels for inventory numbers in at least since April for the Model S and the Model 3, as well as the Model X. Model Y inventories have not been this low since at least 2023 or maybe even 2022. We can't go back that far, but this is the lowest level for Model Y inventory in a very long time, with the Model Y coming in at 2,600 vehicles in total global inventories, Model 3 at 2,100, the Model X at 1,400, and the Model S at 1,200. So very low levels of inventory across the board for Tesla, which is a good sign heading into Tesla's delivery numbers and earnings. You want low inventory at companies, okay? That is a good thing. Now, just a quick look at what's happening in the broader markets today. The percent of stocks trading above their 50-day moving average at 33.5%. Still at very low levels. You really want to be buying markets anytime you're in the 30s or even the 40s if you're in a bull market. And I think this is going to reverse. I think you are going to get a broader market rally, especially, as we get into the first couple of weeks of January in 2025. Anytime you're sitting in the 30s, or even as recently as yesterday at 28% of stocks trading above their 50-day moving average, that has always been a good buying opportunity within a bull market. Same is true with the CNN Fear and Greed Index. Today it's coming in at 29, which is really almost an extreme fear. Again, same kind of narrative here. If you're in a bull market and this thing is this low and sentiment is this poor and breath is this bad, you typically want to be buying markets here, okay? And I think that's kind of where we are now. Market momentum, for the first time in a long time, is in extreme fear. Stock price strength, extreme fear. Stock price breadth, extreme fear. Put and call options, greed. Market volatility is neutral. And safe haven demand, extreme fear. Junk bond demand, in fear. So, yeah. doesn't look great over here. We did have the S&P Case-Shiller home price month over month that came in at negative 0.2% as expected, and the year over year number that came in at 4.2%, consensus was at 4.1%, forecast was at 4.4%, so pretty much meeting expectations. Dallas Fed Services Index came in at 9.6, beating estimates of 9, and Dallas Fed Services Revenues Index came in at 13.8, beating estimates of 12, but really not a big data day for markets. Again, tomorrow markets are closed. You do get manufacturing PMIs out of China. I don't think that's going to be super important for our markets, but at this point, we'll see. It seems like markets are just very sensitive to everything right now. Thursday, we have initial jobless claims. That's really your big catalyst for the rest of this week. And then you have manufacturing PMIs as well on Friday. So very low data, period. We're just not getting much data. And that could be a good thing, could be a bad thing. I guess it's opening up maybe a little bit more volatility. We don't have a clear direction on things like the economy or what's happening with inflation right now. Everyone's kind of wondering, and that's a bit of uncertainty in and of itself. Now, at the time of recording this video, Tesla is $415.91 per share. If we close at this level or higher, that is good. Again, you want to close above 415. And yeah, we're there right now. And this is a good sign heading into Thursday's delivery number, and we'll talk about that a little bit more in the next video. But if you look at things like the RSI is at 54.02, you're back to neutral. The MACD is at 24.76, yes, high, but the MACD line, the spread between the MACD and the signal line is starting to grow pretty wide, so it's actually pretty negative here as of recently. Leads me to believe there's some room for, again, quite a bounce back, especially if that delivery number is good. So we will talk about all of that a little bit more in depth in the next video. Ladies and gentlemen, that is going to do it for this video. Hit that like button as well as subscribe to the channel. Let me know what you think about this information down below in the comment section. Have a fantastic rest of your day, and I will see you in the next one.